Hi guys, Leanna here playing Catlateral Damage because I need to blow off some steam. I need to be my inner cat. And a couple people have mentioned that they find this game cute. And I'm glad people appreciate it because it is a smaller game and, you know, obviously I have to decide what I'm going to play based on what people want to watch, not just what I find fun. But I like these little games every so often as opposed to, you know, the big AAA things, because for one, I don't have to worry about any spoilers in Catlateral Damage. It is just kitty destruction all day, all the time. Makes it really simple. It is timed, so it makes it kind of hard to think and play at the same time, but I guess that's a good thing anyway, because I saw this, I got linked into something on Twitter, and so I watched a guy's YouTube channel, and you know, he was making the assertion that many feminist game critics don't actually play games, and I think a lot of people who cover games from a so-called academic perspective don't play games as much as they should, period. Which I've never quite understood. There's this perception that games can be analyzed like movies or television shows, you know, through scene study or close analysis. I don't think personally that works very well with video games at all. That's just, and I've written about this before, that games are games. If you're watching them and not playing them, you shouldn't be analyzing anything but the image, and I'm not quite sure how you do that, and you know, unless you know the context for various elements of a character. How do you comment on their costume? How do you comment on whether or not their clothing is contextually appropriate? You get this very shallow analysis, but you know, this is the growing process. Games are the new rock and roll. You know, it's that thing that everybody's parents think are terrible unless your parents are gamers themselves. And then people think they're bad parents. And I get why the industry's concerned. The industry has gotten collectively an absolutely rotten reputation. It hasn't been fair. It's been a scapegoat situation. Is this a... Oh no, it's a box. Ooh. But it's been a scapegoat situation where people want to pour all of society's ills into gaming with absolutely no evidence that it does anything. It's, you know, it's seduction of the innocent all over again. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But it's frustrating to me because I would like to see gaming examined as a legitimate artistic storytelling vehicle. And I don't think we can necessarily do that without its own critical tools and its own analysis and its own, you know, group of personalities and critics that people actually, you know, like, yeah, I passed it. There's been enough sort of reputational build that people sort of know what we're about and what we like and what we don't like and all that stuff. And that's hard to do with the way the internet works these days, because everything is so based on, they say community, but how do you build that community? You need to get attention, and how do you do that? Well, you need a controversy big enough to raise yourself above the noise. And then you're catering to that controversy for the rest of your days. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. There's a reason they call it a brand. Oh, look, dinosaur sculpture. Knock it over. Yeah. Hey, what's that? Museum. What's that? Okay. But it's frustrating because people keep saying they want, you know, they want better game journalism, they want better game criticism, all that stuff. The thing I've encountered, though, is that there's this fear on multiple levels that I keep encountering, and it happens, you know, with publicists in the industry. Everybody's afraid to go off message or reveal something they shouldn't. you know, and I'm not talking plot spoilers. I'm talking about whether a certain character is playable or not. And it's so strange to me, and I understand, like I said, but at the same time, I kind of chuckle and go, could you imagine if you were buying a car and they'd be like, well, you can't test drive it. And yes, it's a major purchase, but you can't know what's under the hood until you buy it. And you can't, I'm sorry, you can't talk about the research you've done into this car until we tell you it's okay. You know, various things. It's very, very odd. And now we have this split thing between YouTubers who are highly restricted about what they can say and can't say. And, you know, the so-called mainstream press, which really isn't. I mean, more and more, it's the same thing. They have Twitch channels, and they have, you know, which is something people keep asking me to get into, and I don't know, guys. I can't think of anything more boring than people watching me play video games for, you know, an hour a week with no commentary, with no topic, nothing. I could be totally wrong, but I don't have the access yet. Like, I don't have early access to games except when it's a review and it's under embargo. I do little videos for people, but, you know, I don't know. Talk to me. Tell me if I'm mistaken about that. I admit I don't understand Twitch. I'm not even sure I understand YouTube yet. I'm just doing it because the only way you learn is by doing it. But, you know, the problem is with YouTube is there's no shortcut to that, so you make all your mistakes right out in public. And, you know, I have the extra burden of people looking to, quote unquote, prove that I'm not really a gamer, because no feminist can actually be a gamer, right? Feminists don't play games, what? And, you know, the reality is I've been playing since 1981. Am I the best gamer in the whole world? Of course not. I don't have the time to devote to single games to get good. You know, I think what I have to offer is my raw interest in a wide variety of games, and that, you know, means that I spend a moderate amount of time with many games instead of putting, you know, hours and 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 hours into Call of Duty multiplayer to get, you know, really good at, say, first-person shooters. That, and I tend to get bored of first-person shooters unless I'm playing with people I know. And then I'm always afraid the people I know are going to turn into raging assholes because I've had so many bad experiences that way. But enough about me. This is just a little video sort of about my thoughts of gaming. Why? Because it's Thursday. And it's the Thursday before E3. And like I said, I'm freaking, like, just mentally exhausted. And that's the fun part. I mean, you want to know why gaming press is so blinking negative? The lead up to this stuff is so exhausting that by the time you just get to E3, you're already tired. I mean, people are coming from very, very long ways away, and the hotels are expensive, and the schedule is insane. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be seeing about 40 games, all told. And you only get 10 to 20 minutes a piece with these games. So, and this is really hard. First-person platforming. Never liked it. This is like Meower's Edge. Ha ha. See what I said there? Okay, that's a bit of a loose control thing. There's the cat is nudgy there. I would prefer a little bit more precision there. But yeah, that sort of, so this is like that, you know, that scene in the musical where you get the lament song from the female lead. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But yeah, E3 is not necessarily the best way to cover games, but it's the best way we have. And so going in, I guess my whole thought here, my whole meaning for you guys here is I'm begging patience. by the viewers and, you know, the site users and things like that. And we do our best, guys, but it's far from ideal circumstances. And, you know, it is a back and forth. It is a push-pull. And, you know, sometimes we just don't get the access, or sometimes we have to make educated guesses, or sometimes we're deliberately misled. And part of the thing I'd like to do, I'm going to try to do some pre-recorded videos to run while I'm in LA about a series of things that I'd like people to keep in mind about the process of E3 coverage. So, you know, you can better decide for yourselves how to filter the content you see coming out of E3. Because I feel like that's part of the thing I can offer gaming that's unique. Beyond my gender, oh god, is an actual process analysis. Which, you know, then some people will outright dismiss, what do you know, you're a girl. Or, you know, I've had some people say my experience is insurmountably unique because of my gender. And I can't possibly be able to talk about the experiences of the average gamer because of that. I think those people are stupid for reasons I've got into before. But that's it for this YouTube video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The wreckage and the cats. Because what's better than that? Really? Other than constantly missing these objectives by the narrowest margins. Anyway, I beat a level. You saw me beat a level. So thanks, guys. Happy Thursday.